Hi everyone, Imran Pilati here, co-host of the True Sports Cards radio show and podcast replay. I'm here with my son Beckett, and we're excited to have you as our listening audience. Please be sure to subscribe and follow our channel.
I'm ready to start. Let's go.
We're done.
Card Pards Saturday, they're riding with you. Best card show in the country, it's true. So saddle up and listen, find out what you've been missing. You can be a card part too.
Baseball is back, and so is the True Sports Card Show. I'm Whitey Gleason, bringing the lineup card out to home plate here. Today, we're going to bask in the afterglow of Dylan Cardwell's visit to the store last week. It was great. New Bowman basketball is here. It's nothing like anything we've seen before. We're going to look also at the 10 most important baseball cards of all time. So let's get started by wheeling out our heavy hitter, the one and only Imran Pilati. I think that's how you say it.
We are recording this a little earlier than we normally do. And when I say earlier, I mean by days.
Right.
You and I, they're hearing us on the air right now. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday. But you and I are doing other things right now. I'm currently at the LA Card Show as you're listening to this. But today it's Thursday. It's opening day. Not the official opening day considering we're there. But so even though you're hearing us talking Saturday morning, we're recording this Thursday afternoon. So we really can't talk about the A's game that's happening because
I have no problem talking about it.
About that hit that they got.
Well, not that one.
But the other one.
It was when everything kind of, in the middle innings, things got crazy. But I knew it was going to happen.
It did, and you know what? They finished the game out.
They did.
It was an exciting game.
They did. So there you go.
What about the game after? The other game that was in between? That was not as enjoyable as the first game.
No, I didn't care for it, frankly. What I honestly didn't care for was Netflix presentation of opening night.
Which they stream live, unlike what we're doing at this moment.
Right, correct.
Let's talk about that. So we'll talk about Dylan here in a second and his trip to our card shop. All right, you went to the Dylan Cardwell signing. Mm-hmm. You got to meet him and talk to him. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on meeting Dylan and seeing what his interaction was like with the fans?
Well, it wasn't a surprise at all, but it was still fascinating to see the interaction and all of the affection fans have for him. And he's very humble and he's very gracious with his time as well and all his responses. I think it just speaks to how Kings fans through this difficult season are looking for things to hang their hope on. And he's a symbol of what hopefully will be better times.
Yeah, I know that this week you've been covering the Kings and the near future and how it's ended. The season's ending mercifully is the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and I know that you guys covered a little bit about what does this season look like, who's going to be who are people that will still be part of the future. Dylan, definitely, now that he signed that regular roster contract, it's an exciting time to have him be a King. I will tell you, as somebody that was in contact with Dylan for the last month and a half or so setting this up, the young man couldn't be more gracious. He is so wonderful. I was able to directly work with him. Didn't have to go through an agent, which is often a real hard time. These agents sometimes make it more difficult to make something happen. Dylan was so above board, so awesome, and he was like, I just want to make sure that I meet all the fans and have a good experience. And as you saw, he took pictures with everybody, and dude was cheesing as if it was his first photo that he'd ever taken, he was a kindergartner in school with his first photo. He was so happy and so wonderful to the fans, and we're just really grateful to have him be a part of what we were doing that Saturday.
How much would you say, just ballpark or arena, is a De'Aaron Fox autographed jersey worth? In general, I know it depends on a lot of things. But
the factors come between, number one, if it's been authenticated by a reputable company, PSA, DNA, JSA, etc., and two, the type of jersey that it is. Sometimes there's custom jerseys that are coming from the Philippines or China, just kind of stitched together. And those are very inexpensive. Or it could be one that you buy from Fanatics that's in the $200 to $300 range. I would just say that I would take the De'Aaron Fox's anything that it's on a Kings jersey, whatever the jersey cost is, add another $75-ish on top of that.
Okay. The reason I ask is because Dylan Cardwell was nice enough to sign some stuff for me. Thank you. And one of the jerseys he put shout out 1140, which I hadn't asked him to do, which was great. So that jersey right now is hanging in the studio where we usually do our show from.
Is it in there right now?
It is.
Wow.
We're in the storage closet right now, but it's a nice storage closet. So it went into a case and it replaced a De'Aaron Fox jersey. And I've been asking what happened to the De'Aaron Fox jersey.
Can I have it? Am I able to sell it?
Somebody has it. And I don't know whose it was when it went in there, but it currently belongs to, I don't want to say any names, but Jat Morge. His name rhymes with Jat Morge.
Jat Morge.
Like, how did you get it? I asked if I could have it. So
that's all it takes?
He has the De'Aaron Fox.
That's all it takes?
Yeah.
I think what else is in there? There's a Monk signed jersey. There's a...
I don't know if that one's signed. Is it signed? There's a Sabonis, Monk, somebody else over there, and then there's the Fox, which is signed, and then the Dylan Cardwell, which is the only one that references the station.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to do more of those. There was another one where you had something referenced on that Dylan signed as far as an inscription.
Yes.
I saw a picture of it. What did that one say?
Yes. Well, I asked Dylan because Dylan, I guess he's a listener to the Matt George podcast, so he knows who Matt George is and has talked to him a little bit. So I said, I have something for you to sign, but you probably don't want to sign it. I said, Whitey is better than Matt George. And he goes, all right. There's no hesitation.
Whether he believes it or not,
Like he
sure,
couldn't
whatever
wait to get it out of my hand so he could write it.
Give me that. I think he used the greater sign.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he used the greater.
Yeah, he goes, how about that? I said, yes.
Whitey arrow sign, Matt George. No. That's a greater than sign.
Right.
I love it.
Thank you, Dylan Cardwell.
I love how he probably listens to our show and goes, Whitey Gleason is so good.
Get in line, right?
Story of my life. He was wonderful. And then he has said that although there was no official name change or name allocation to his move, his hands movement where he's doing the getting
that's
the crowd
right.
hype. He's calling it hype hands, and you are the originator of it, or somebody from your show.
Somebody is. It
Somebody
might
that
be-
called in.
Yeah.
So hype hands it is. A lot of people ask, does Dylan Cardwell have any Kings cards yet? The answer is no. However, he did confirm with me that him and Topps had worked out. I guess they do individual deals with the players.
Oh.
I didn't realize that because I thought when they go through a players association, they get everybody that's in there. The last time I can remember that a licensing company went through a players association to get everybody, but the person was outside of that was Barry Bonds, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Yeah.
As far as Barry is concerned, when you looked at video games, there's a really popular game called High Heat. That was a video game, and they didn't have Barry in there, but they had everybody else. So they would. The player's name was John Dowd.
Yeah.
So that he had all the Barry stats and all the Barry attributes, but his name was John Dowd, white guy in there. As a lefty, all the same stats, same height, same everything. It's like, who's John Dowd? It's like, well, that's kind of the legal name of somebody.
Really good. This guy's really
This guy's really good.
How come the Giants don't really have him?
They should sign him.
Yeah.
So usually with the Players Association, they get everybody that's in the NBA PA. So Dylan's in there. It looks like he will have some cards released in the 25-26 product. We don't know which ones yet, but it looks like he will have some stuff.
Is he a Pokemon collector? Before I left the store, and there was a ton of people there, and it was great to say hi to everybody. Appreciate everyone saying hi to us. But it looked like he was opening some Pokemon, but I wasn't sure what was
You
going
are
on.
correct. So
Yeah.
what I asked is, do you collect? And Dylan's like, not really. Don't really collect cards. And then we said, well, what did you collect, if ever? And he says, when I was younger, I collected Pokemon cards. I said, let's do it. So we opened an ETB, an Elite Trainer box of Ascended Heroes, some version of a Pokemon. It's one of the newest releases. And he opened it up and it's so funny watching a guy that's, 6'8"? What is he, 6'10"?
6'10", I think, yeah.
6'10". And his hands are huge, like baseball
Right,
mitts.
right.
And he couldn't figure out how to open a pack. I'm not joking, and no shade at you, Dylan, if you're listening. But like, it had been so long since he'd opened packs, and he's in his early 20s now, and he had opened them when he was a little kid, and he was watching him open. And we had a really awesome dude. His name is Max. He works for the Kings. He's security. And Max came out just to make sure everything went smooth.
Yeah.
And Max is wonderful. He's come out for other events with us, and so You got Max, who's buff guy. You got Dylan, who's 6'11", and neither one of them knew how to open a pack. And Donovan, in his tender hands, goes, "Guys, let me show you how this is done." Boop, boop, boop. Opened it up real quick, and Dylan had a blast. He was opening cards, opening Pokemon. He goes, "Oh, I think this is a good one." It's like, I mean, it's $6, but yeah, sure. Right. What an awesome experience. He was wonderful. So thank you guys all for those of you that showed out, made sure that you hung out with Dylan, and he stuck around, and he spent time with everybody, and it was a wonderful experience. And he had mentioned to me, "Hey, Imran, I really enjoyed this.
Oh, good.
And let's do it again in the fall." So we'll all be in better spirits knowing that we have a potentially number 1 draft pick on the team.
Yeah.
Or maybe number 9 draft pick if they keep winning. So we'll see what the season looks like, because the roster will be drastically different. But I know that Dylan will be a core part of that group.
Some of the players that the Kings may be looking at drafting have their first cards coming out now with the new Bowman basketball. Topps open sales for Bowman basketball Tuesday, but they won't be out for a while yet.
The release date is going to be scheduled for April 22nd.
Okay.
And this is a hybrid. Go for it, Whitey. I know that you did some research on this thing.
Yeah. For the first time, officially licensed NCAA men's and women's basketball cards are appearing alongside NBA cards in the same packs.
Crazy.
NCAA players receive the first Bowman treatment. For example, there is going to be available in Bowman basketball an autographed AJ DeBenza.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the previews of the product, and keep in mind that in just about a week and a half, I'm going to be in Arizona for the Topps Industry Conference. They do this once a year. It's kind of like their Super Bowl of information and release information for the upcoming year, the next 12 months. And what I love about this is that they'll show us versions of the cards, versions of what it's going to look like, new products, new releases. Everything's kind of under lock and key. We can't even take pictures and share them. But here's what I do know: Topps football is scheduled to come out in mid-April. The Topps Industry Conference is April 6th through 8th. So highly expect a lot of information in regards to Topps football coming out, probably the day after we get done.
Gotcha.
Or the last day of it. There was a sneak preview of product because Matthew Golden, who plays for the Packers, he had posted on his Instagram story that he'd signed a bunch of cards.
Oh.
And it looked exactly like the 2026 Topps base product.
Yeah.
So they had that, and he had his cards, and I think that he got kind of, hand slapped, like, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to show that off." Yeah, right. Exactly. So with that said, I think that it's an exciting time that Topps is going to be able to not only release the football, but this unique product. This Bowman's basketball is going to be kind of interesting, knowing that you're going to see some of the top players. The draft isn't until June or July. June.
Yeah.
So with that said, you're going to have a long-standing product. When you have, Bowman in general for baseball is a product that can still be good 2, 3, 4 years down the road, because you have these youngins coming up through the farm systems. So you have let's say Roman Anthony for the Red Sox. He came out in Bowman's Best a couple years ago. So that Bowman's Best is great now because you're getting that first Bowman back then.
Right.
If you're getting AJ DeBonsa, you're getting Darren Peterson, you're getting Acuff in this current product, while they
their first card,
alongside a Cooper Flag rookie card. And then, Topps has been putting some weird stuff in there, and I say weird in a good way, like the Brady Expos autograph card that was inside the Bowman Draft Baseball. They haven't said what they may do with this product, too. So, a pretty exciting thing.
Quiz time for you. You could win a fabulous prize. The last full-scale Bowman basketball release was when? What year? The last Bowman basketball, not, Bowman U, Bowman basketball. The last release was...
I'm going to go with 0405.
According to my information...
No, wait, sorry. Russell Westbrook had one, too. So I'm going to go with Derrick Rose had one. That's, I would say Curry didn't have one. I'm going to say 08, 09.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes,
Wow.
you've won this fabulous chair.
I literally worked through it in my brain. You're watching me.
Yes.
And I'm going, wait. No, he had one.
No, that was
he
very
had
good.
One. No, he had one.
Because 04, whatever you said first, I was like, oh, no. But
Because
here you go.
Thank
that
you
is
very
yours.
Much. 04 had Chris Paul. 05 had I remember who. Russell Westbrook had his own one. I was just kind of thinking who was the last one. And then I think of Curry. Curry is 09-10. And he didn't have a Bowman because that was the Topps one where it just showed his face. A lot of those players just showed their face.
Yeah.
DeRozan and those guys.
You've won this chair. You
Thank you
have to leave it here.
Thank you very much.
Is that okay? But it's yours.
What a gift.
It's yours.
What a gift.
Anytime you come in this room closet, there you
wow.
go.
So 08, 09, I'm trying to think who the rookies were then.
Yeah.
No clue?
I'm not sure. I can look it up. But,
I'm going to go with Marc Gasol. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had a machine that told us. Moving right along. That's exciting.
What do you think? We live in the future or something?
What do you think? We're going to have something in our pocket that would do something more than make a phone call? All right. We also have a couple of other events happening that have been announced. The first event is next event, now that Dylan's a little in our rearview mirror. Barbie Blank, a.k.a. Kelly Kelly, the WWE Diva, will be in-store signing autographs and meeting fans on April 25th, which is a Saturday. We'd love to see you there. You can go to the website, truesportscards.com, pick up your tickets for Barbie Blank. Very cheap, $25.
Yeah, full disclosure, I saw that on our rundown, our show sheet, the lineup card, as I call it. And I realized I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's significant.
One of the most popular women divas of the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call the female wrestlers divas. They don't call them that anymore. But that was an era where a lot of the women moved away from the whole the sex sells type of thing to more of we can really fight. And she was part of that group. It was not only an attractive group of women, but also ones that can wrestle. And she was part of that wrestling group. And she's very popular, has been there for a long time. She signed a Legends contract with WWE, meaning that she could pop in and out in today's current WWE as Kelly Kelly, as a character, as one of them. Wonderful woman. Very excited to have her there. She'll be very popular. And then we also made an announcement since last week that we're adding our world famous trade night. We have it.
It's Tradies Night.
It's Tradies Night. That's going to
Yeah.
be May 23rd, a Saturday from 6 to 9. We're going to do it up big. We'll do food. I'm going to get one of those taco trucks to make some food for us on the outside. Absolutely free. We'll have a lot of giveaways, including a $250 shopping spree that night. So we'll give you a chance to win. All you have to be is present to win. And $250 to spend in the store any way you want that night. Not a gift card, but you're going to spend it that night.
Are you ready, Imran, for the 2008 NBA draft? You're talking about 2008, 2009.
Can you give me the first? Well, give me the team that was the first pick.
Chicago Bulls.
Then that was Derrick Rose.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the year. That was the last year.
Yeah.
So Derrick Rose, and then Michael Beasley was second.
Right.
And then you had,
past the. I'm making a sandwich. I need to put some.
Mayo.
Yes.
OJ was
third pick.
Wow. Just tell me the team, and I'll tell you the draft.
Seattle Sonics.
Westbrook.
Minnesota Timberwolves traded from Memphis.
Kevin Love.
Yeah. That's. I only have the top five here.
That's okay.
Other notables: Eric Gordon, Brooke Lopez, DeAndre Jordan, Roy Hibbert, Serge Ibaka, Goran Dragic, and Nikola Batum.
I will tell you, and Batum's still playing.
Yeah.
Crazy. What's wild to me is how good Aaron Gordon could have been. That guy came out of Indiana. He was a shooter. He shot like crazy. He could score. Drafted by the Clippers. And the guy was averaging between 16 and 20 points a game very consistently from his career. Never became an all-star, but that was a guy that missed opportunity. I think
he played for a long time,
I think if he's on a different team, he would have done even better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just trying to think here, just going back to what we were talking about. It's opening day or opening week for baseball. And while it feels like I'm not really a baseball top of my list, I feel like I'm rejuvenated into my baseball love again.
Why? I'm glad.
The A's being close. The A's being here in Sacramento.
I saw something today. I'm not going to bore you with all the numbers, but there are numbers that suggest football's number one, and then the baseball, basketball gap, it's a lot closer than you'd think by many
Here
metrics.
locally or just in general?
Nationally.
Wow.
TV ratings, revenues, all that stuff. It's, I was assuming, you got the NFL, of course. Then you've got the NBA and baseball, hanging in there. But it's very close by many metrics.
I think what happens
in terms of popularity.
I think what happens is that everybody is within shouting distance of making a run of playoff. They have division leaders in baseball, 3 divisions per league. And then you also have wild cards and all that stuff. So everybody really has a chance. Sometimes you'll have the Chicago White Sox down at the bottom that have no chance. But like the A's was sniffing, they had like a 20-game losing streak or winning
They lost
streak.
19 to 20.
Yeah, 19 to
If
20.
not for that, they'd have been right there.
And they were right there. So the team still had hope. When you have a team like the Kings that have 19 wins, like they've been out for a long time, the fan base gets fatigued. They end up cheering for the team to lose, kind of a weird position. So we've already discussed that. But like you can fall faster out of the playoff run, even with the play-in in basketball, than you can with baseball. So, and not only that, but baseball, people sometimes embrace the lovable loser. The Cubs as an example for many years. They're like, we're still going to show up, we're going to lose, but whatever, we'll have a great time.
I think in terms of cultural credibility, wouldn't you agree that basketball's got way more credibility culturally than baseball?
Yeah.
But I think all the silly things they've done, rule changes in baseball with the pitch clock and you can't throw over, those things have worked.
Yeah, speeding up the game a little bit more, for sure. Well, it's funny because they're forcing these pitch clocks. They're forcing these speed up the games. But if you just watch a game from, like, let's just say when I was a kid, I watched the 89 A's. You watch the guy pitching, Bob Welch, say, for example, or Dave Stewart. They get the ball back from the catcher.
Good club
and they're
right there, world champions.
And they're immediately going into another windup. Like, there is no rub the ball.
They
and
didn't need a
play.
pitch clock.
Yeah, let's go.
They had the pitch clock.
Right.
Yeah.
They thought, like, I'm going to throw 7 innings, so I might as well just keep firing and keep my arm warm and let's keep going rather than, 35 seconds in between pitches is wild. And then the batters stepping out of the batter box.
Yeah.
It came to the point where people were like, this is boring. But now that they've sped it up, you're right. It's a lot closer, which, yesterday when I watched the Netflix game, I watched it on replay. I didn't get to watch it live. I was doing some work. Did you watch it in full?
I didn't watch all of it. It was actually
I tried to watch
working when it was on. But I watched probably 4 or 5.
I watched replay. My goodness, if you are already watching it on Netflix, why are you soliciting me more Netflix while I'm watching this?
Right.
I couldn't be watching this if I didn't have Netflix already.
Right. I know.
Right? Like, hey, you should go to the movie theater when you're sitting in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm here. So
they weren't trying to show fans, hey, baseball is great. They were trying to show baseball fans who just want to watch the game how great Netflix is. And I didn't care. I wanted to watch the baseball game.
But you are already a subscriber of, so why I would watch it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You already have my money, right? I've paid my amount for the month or my subscription fee. Whether I watch that or I don't, you have my money. Why are you bugging me? Just let me watch the game.
I don't know. Maybe there was a special package you could get that game, and then they
more
thought,
Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pay faster. Like it's the same amount. Who even cares? So like for me, I just look at it from the standpoint of, it was enjoyable. The one thing that really got me, because I like to watch the broadcast portion of it, because the games are the games. It's going to turn into whatever it turns into, which we'll talk about investments in a little bit. And
there's 161 more of them. Yeah.
Was that a one-time Netflix thing, or are they going to run?
They have also the that Field of Dreams game that they do.
Yeah, in Iowa.
They have that, and then I think they have the Home Run Derby.
I went to that, by the way. I've been there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Field of Dreams. It's really small.
But
it's awesome knowing that it has such history to it. It's
pretty, think he just
pretty cool.
Runs a place now?
Yeah, Anthony just walked in the door on this recording. Feel free to be wherever you need to be, Anthony.
My goodness.
Yeah. I will, he says. Even times that he's not in the room, the guy's in the room.
Yeah.
He is amongst us. So
You've been to the Field of Dreams.
I have. It's pretty cool. But I was just getting at, so there's only a few games that they're going to run on Netflix. That's a question.
Thank goodness.
You're not a fan.
No.
Okay.
I thought they got in the way of me trying to enjoy my baseball
So
game.
the game is the game, whatever. But the little ancillary stuff that got me, Albert Pujols is pretty knowledgeable. I like him a lot. I thought he did a good job with some of his stuff. Anthony Rizzo is another guy that was on the desk commentary, and he was a little bit nervous, but he was okay.
Is this the pregame?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But Barry Bonds was
Yeah.
the one that I was really interested in, knowing how surly he's been over the years, how people don't, he dissed a lot of people, a lot of media people. He didn't want to deal with anybody. This guy was like a little kid telling stories, and the hardest part about it was Albert was talking about Hall of Fame and Rizzo. I mean, Rizzo he's borderline Hall of Fame, maybe not.
Yeah.
He's probably not. He's Hall of Very good.
The only way he gets into the Hall of Fame is if he buys a ticket. Yeah.
But to have one of the greatest players he's top 5 of all time. If you separated Barry, Pirates only, Giants only, and you split them apart, either one would go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The fact that it was the same guy in a full career. Obviously the allegations have turned him into what he's in, but it's so weird for him not to be able to speak about being in the Hall of Fame and I'm the home run. I hit more than anybody in history. He could say that, but it didn't pop. But he was entertaining. I found him to be very
I liked his
engaging.
story about almost signing with the Yankees.
Yeah, and the
I'd
fact
never
he
heard that
just dropped
before.
that, no big deal.
Yeah.
You better sign by 2 p.m., says Steinbrenner. He goes, nah, I'll just go to the Giants.
He hung up on him.
But that's the kind of interesting stuff. So I was telling my buddy Eric, who's a massive, massive Barry Bonds fan, I said, I think this might be a good time to invest in Barry PSA
Really?
10s. I think the floor has happened, right? He's off the regular Hall of Fame ballot. He's now in the Veterans Committee ballot. I think players are going to get relooked at and have maybe a chance again. You can't have Carlos Beltran in the Hall of Fame and not have Barry Bonds. Period. End of story. I don't care how much of a purist you are. Take away the allegations. The allegations happened in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Barry already had a Hall of Fame career, right? If you took just his Pittsburgh Pirates stuff, which he never had any allegations during the Pirates, just take his stats from that, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And, I think 3 or 4-time MVP, and he had all those home runs, stolen bases, incredible numbers. That alone should have put him in the Hall of Fame. I think Pete Rose goes into the Hall of Fame in the next 5 years, in this Veterans Committee. I think that's what's happening is a lot of these old, decrepit writers who are just, holding on to their pearls, clutching their pearls.
They have changed who can vote.
I
for
think,
that,
yeah.
for that
I
reason.
think you're going to start seeing some people going, dude, this guy was incredible.
Yeah.
And he went against other guys that had the same type of allegations. So I think that the floor has been set for Barry Bonds. And I think guys like me in our late 40s, early 50s are looking at it going, this was the guy that we grew up on baseball. We fell in love because of guys like him and McGuire and unfortunately Canseco, who will never get in. But, those guys, that's who we loved. We loved Sammy Sosa. That's what engaged us.
Can you
into
name
this game.
somebody who wasn't on PEDs? You just named 4 guys.
how
I
do you
love
know-
baseball because of Bonds and McGuire.
Okay, how about Alex Rodriguez? No, but like Jeter never had any allegations. Griffey didn't have any allegations. He's in. That's not a big deal. But like these guys played during an era where we really fell in love with baseball, which maybe a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old feels that way about Otani and Trout.
Baseball
and
was
those
pretty
guys
great
now.
at that time.
But oh goodness,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It's tarnished now. It looks back. A lot of it looks tarnished, but at the time, it was pretty great.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
So I would just say that if those of you are thinking about an investment and you love Barry Bonds, I think a PSA 10 of his 86 tops traded.
I have it. It's not graded, but I have that card.
And then also his 87 tops wood border tops Tiffany.
I have one of those, but it's kind of
The tops Tiffany, if you can get a 10.
not in focus.
Serious dollars on
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind if somebody had that interest in doing that. I think the floor has been set. I don't think it drops any further. The guy can't be any more surly than he was back then. And now he's making his rounds in public. And as you could tell, some guys can really get a bump. Look at Pedro Martinez. People love Pedro. People love Big Papi because they're on MLB Network. They're doing that kind of thing.
Yep.
So the more visible that you are, the more, people would, Jalen Rose can get more of a player autograph fee than Hall of Famers because he is in the media markets and you see him. And the more you see somebody and the more that you have a chance to like them, the better it goes. I feel like Brady's in the same position now too.
Imran, I picked up that 86 Topps traded set, and I think I picked it up a year or two after it came out. But I remember I thought, I'm sitting on a gold mine. Bonds rookie, Bo Jackson rookie,
Canseco,
Will Clark.
Will Clark's in there.
He didn't make the Hall of Fame. By the time it looked like so that was a tremendous set.
86, yeah.
Yeah.
It had I think it had Reggie Jackson in a Angels uniform, something like that. Yeah, it was a fun set. 86 Topps trade. Yeah. Get it graded.
I think Barry has one of those old timey stove. What do they call it? Stovepipe hats
or
something
with a pin.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
I have for you real quick here this list compiled by the Athletics writers and editors, also Ken Golden, the 10 most important baseball cards of all time. This is what they say. Want to see if you agree, okay? Can you do it quickly here?
Can I choose a couple and you tell me where they're at, and then you can go through the list?
We can, sure.
I'll go really quickly.
Take your time.
52 Topps Mantles for sure. It's got to be on there.
That is number 2 on their list.
Okay, good. So we'll cross that one off.
Yeah.
89 Upper Deck Griffey.
That's number 3 on their list.
Okay. Are we talking about the most significant?
Yeah, they said most important. And then what does that mean exactly?
Are they only going with Topps?
No.
Oh,
but,
yeah, because I just named Upper Deck. Of course, they're not just going with Topps.
Yeah.
I would say.
You're already doing great.
Am I doing great?
Yeah.
What was Griffey? What number was Griffey?
3.
3. Wow. Okay. So there's one. I would say.
And if you don't get this right, we can't blame you because, again, it's like, what does most important mean? But
yeah. I would say, are there any in the 80s?
There is one.
One other in the 80s?
Yeah.
Besides that one?
Correct.
I'm going to go with...
Same year, different brand.
Oh, wow. Out of 89.
Mm-hmm.
Different brand. Not Upper Deck.
Right.
Okay, so then the only other significant one would be 89 Bowman. Am I right? Oh, it's okay. Whitey, for those of you that are listening, there's no video. Maybe there is video. I don't know. We'll have video.
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, he showed like bat on the shoulder. That's the 89 Fleer Bill Ripken.
Yeah.
F face.
Yeah.
I think that was a significant one. What number was that?
That was tied for 7th.
Okay, give me another year, so that way we're not here all night.
There's one more 52 card.
I'm gonna go with Mace.
That's correct. That's
Maze.
number 10.
Yeah.
There's also
that 52 Maze looks like Hollywood. He's looking over his shoulder, and it's just kind of like it has the little lights on it on the nameplate. It's kind of fun.
I'll give you the other year's. Number 9 most important baseball card is from 2024.
Ooh, 2024. Wait. What could possibly be in 2024 that would be so hot? I'm going to give up on that one right away. Who is it?
He didn't do well in his debut, I'll tell you that, this year.
Skeens?
Yeah. 2024 Topps Chrome Update, Paul Skeens rookie debut patch auto.
Okay, the MLB debut.
Yeah.
The one that went for 1 point something million.
Right. Also tied with Billy Ripken for 7th, 1968.
68, Nolan Ryan and Kuzman.
That is correct.
That's right, the sideways rookies.
Yeah, and then we have a 1933.
I'm going to go with Joe DiMaggio.
They have Gaudy Babe Ruth.
Oh, it's Gaudy Babe Ruth, yeah. It's usually with a green back.
Yeah. Then the only 3 left. Number 5 on this list is from 1948. Number 4 is from 1954. And number 1 is from 1909.
So 48 is going to be Bowman. And I'm going to go with, it's got to be either like a Yogi rookie or it's going to be like Musial rookie or
you're close.
Feller rookie. Or
not those guys, but you're close. It's very significant.
48 Bowman.
48 Leaf.
Oh, 48 Leaf.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's going to be Jackie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson.
Yes, sir.
I was stuck in the Bowman side. Yeah. And that Jackie one's beautiful. The eye appeal is really nice because it has that like yellowish background. It's pretty cool.
1954 Topps.
54
That's
Topps.
number 4 in the most important baseball cards.
I'm going to go with Ted. 54.
Nope.
Clemente.
Very close.
Hank.
Yeah, the hammer.
How am I missing that? That's the one with the orange back. That's funny because when Beckett was like 1 year old, we had one of those rookies graded in the store.
Really?
Yeah, and we've sold it obviously since Beckett was like 1 or maybe he had just started crawling, or taking baby steps, and he got into the case and he grabbed that card and he was like walking around with it in the store, and I remember taking a picture and people were like, You have him holding him. I said, it's graded for a reason. It's in an encased thing, and if it falls out, then that's because it was Beckett holding a Beckett. It was a Beckett graded card.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, look at Beckett with Beckett. And they were like, how much is that card? I was like, it's like $5,000. They're like, what? That's not a flex. I'm just telling you that we had it, and my baby was holding it.
I was never a Braves fan or a Brewers fan. I loved Hank Aaron, and I think being a fan, I was 12 or whatever I was, when he broke Babe Ruth's record and seeing all that.
71, 72?
74 is when he
74,
finally,
74, yeah,
April 74. Just, and everything that he went through. My dad was a sports writer, and hearing all the things he went through, I just had such admiration.
Because he was an African American and chasing a white guy's record.
And to see that,
and he had to have all kinds of hate towards.
Grateful that I got to witness that.
Yeah.
1909, 1911.
That's got to be Ty Cobb. Or is that Honus?
Honus Wagner.
Oh yeah, was that number one?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Very well done.
Well, that's a difficult list.
You should do this for a living.
I should do this for a living. You mean guess top 10 lists?
Yes.
Something that we did not talk about. Why am I and you? That's probably incorrect grammar.
I love
Why
it.
are we not here on Saturday, going live, and instead doing it on a Thursday?
Yeah, we got a
recording?
text here. How come you guys aren't in studio right now?
Hey, Card Pards, shut the hell up. I'm currently at the LA Card Show, so obviously we're recording it before I leave. I'm leaving tonight to go down to LA.
That's not confusing.
I'll be driving. I'm leaving this Thursday.
I'm not here right now because I'm leaving tonight.
In the future, we're recording on Thursday afternoon. I'm leaving Thursday evening to go down there. I'm stopping at PSA to drop off and pick up on Friday morning. Yeah, this is confusing for the listener. And then on Saturday, which you're currently listening to right now.
Put your glasses on if you're going to explain.
I'm talking about past and present at the same time. So as you are listening to this, listener, on this Saturday morning, I'm currently at the LA Card Show. It's at the Intuit Dome where the Clippers play.
Yeah.
So this should be interesting. I've never done this show before. I don't know much about it. But anytime that you could have a card show with over 800 tables inside of a basketball arena, should be fun. So I'm going to see what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
My hope is that we pick up some great cards, sell some big cards, and just really enjoy the experience. I've never done it before, and I thought this is a good time. The one thing I will tell you is that I'm not thrilled that I'm leaving my wife and son for this weekend because Beckett's on spring break for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So he's just finishing week one. We just went to go see a movie yesterday. That's why I couldn't watch the Netflix game because we watched a movie together. One of the great books that he loves me reading him is The Pout Fish. And they came out with a movie about it. So we went to go watch it. And it was Beckett's first time watching a movie in a movie theater. Thank goodness in Roseville at the Blue Oaks movie theaters, they have the ones where you can like recline and you have your own little tray that you can put your food on and spread out. And there was only 6 people in the place besides 3 and then us 3. And Beckett was standing out there and he's like, oh, screaming at the screen. And it was a blast. And that's the kind of stuff that I absolutely love being a card shop owner. It gives me the flexibility to be able to do this kind of stuff with my family when my hardworking team is doing their thing.
I was watching Netflix, speaking of Netflix, that documentary about dinosaurs. I was over at my grandson's house, Kenji, and he was watching that. And his mom's like, oh, you're okay. So she goes to the other room. And so he's watching. And then at one point, there's these 2, the flying dinosaurs, and they start this like courtship ritual. And I'm like, and Kenji's like, what's that? What's that? And then this other dinosaur comes.
Because he's 2 going on, about to be 2, right?
Yeah, he's going to be 2. Yeah, in fact, tomorrow. Depending on which day.
Depending on what day you're listening.
Then this other dinosaur comes and eats one of them. And he's like, what's that? He's like, Mom! Mom!
I thought they were supposed to make another one, not take another one.
Your mom's going to have to explain all this to you.
This is a wonderful part about being a grandparent. I'm out.
Yeah.
This is a difficult conversation.
Where's
I'm out.
Pout fish? I can handle that.
Yeah, see you later. That's awesome. So he's celebrating his 2nd birthday.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I know how much you love hanging out with him. So
Yes.
be a lot of fun.
And Beckett was having fun with Dylan Cardwell.
Yeah. It's so funny. Dylan held him and enjoyed. Beckett has so many photos with different players and Hall of Famers of him being held by them. So It's going to get really awkward when Beckett's 12 or 13 or 14 and you got guys holding him.
Right.
Like, we got to keep the tradition going.
Right.
Hold him by his legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that should be fun.
Some player misses half the season. What happened? I hurt my back. I was lifting Beckett.
I was listening to Beckett. He's 5'10". How much time do we have left on our run?
We're like 19 minutes, but who's counting?
We're doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll edit it for time.
Yeah.
I know that with the new season starting, some of you are asking, who do I invest in this year? Not just the products itself.
Emran, who do I invest in this year with the new season
Look at
starting?
the text line. Does it show who's... Yep, they asked a question. What's the question?
The question is, Emran, with the season starting, who do I invest in?
You're so perfect when we do our clip for reels, because... Not for reels like, hey, yeah, they're for reels, but like reels, REELS.
That is
for
word.
That's word for Instagram. You all set it up by asking the question that needs to be answered, and you make me look good. So thank you so much. Let's edit this, Anthony, for sure.
This is
definitely. And by the way, there's a camera that's recording what we're doing, and my back has been towards it the entire time. It's all you and not me.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, you're right.
We need to edit this to where we just turn the camera around so it's all me and less you. All right, so they say not just...
And Anthony came in and he didn't say
and he
anything.
didn't turn...
He didn't say, hey, the camera's over there.
It's like, let me focus on Whitey. People really love him on the show. People ask, who do I invest in? So I thought, let's play some green light, yellow light, red light. And we can go through... I picked 3 players in each category. We can do a green light, then a yellow, then a red, then go back to green. Green means let's do it. I think they're going to be a solid investment for the year. Yellow means proceed with caution. I think that they have potential, but maybe not. And then red, I'm just avoiding in every format as far as investing is concerned. If you like collecting them, then you should go for it. I have my first green light, and then you can either say yes, no, or come up with your own green light. The first one is Ohtani, all the time, forever and ever, amen. I think that Ohtani has now reached Steph Curry-like status in the sense of like he can do no wrong. He's wonderful. The guy doesn't speak English publicly. I know that he can speak English within his teams and communicating, but he uses an interpreter still. That guy doesn't even scratch the surface yet of being able to communicate with people. He's mainly smiles and hand signals.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
and
not a Dodger fan, but he's kind of hard to dislike.
Yeah, he's really... I mean, he's big and he's good looking and he hits home runs and he can steal bases and he hits for average and he's clutch and he's everything that you would want in a superstar, and he consistently does it. And now he's back to pitching this year, and he says that Cy Young is one of his goals to potentially get it by the end of the career. I don't think you can go wrong right now with Ohtani. I think that he's already solidified a Hall of Fame career. Investing in Ohtani, 2018 cards are his rookies. I say go for it.
All right. I'm going to give you 2. Snake draft. You do 1, I do 2, then back to you.
Because, on green. You're
yes,
okay,
yes. Because and one of them wears green because we're going to get to see him here in Sacramento as Kurtz and then Eldridge, who's going to start the year anyway with the River Cats.
You feel good about Eldridge.
Yeah, and I think it's fun to see a guy like that, literally see him come through the minor leagues and then see him play not far away in the majors. And Kurtz, there's lots of reasons to think he's going to have a little bit of a sophomore slump, maybe normalize a little bit, but I think long-term, he's a sensational hitter,
Absolutely.
and I think it's a great opportunity to still get in on the ground floor on Nick Kurtz.
2025 is his rookie product. 24 is his Bowman product. His autograph refractors numbered to $499 on Bowman Chrome. Insane prices. You can see them approaching over $1,000 if they're graded. I just think that Nick Kurtz... all these guys are going to really pop when it hits Vegas, right? And the
don't like to talk about it, but yeah,
unfortunately. But the young core is set. Wilson, Soderstrom, Kurtz. They're going to lock.
Don't forget Shea Langoliers. Yeah,
love Shea. And then they have Rooker.
He's underrated. He's really good.
Yeah.
He gets kind of overlooked.
Well, in spring training, he hit 3 home runs in one game, so that was interesting. So that's your snake. You got Kurtz, and your other one was Eldridge.
Yes.
And why Eldridge do you feel good about? Because his Bowman's best and Bowman stuff was last year. He's been back and forth, but between big leagues and little leagues. So what are you?
I think the power stroke is legit, and I think the Giants are just being extra careful because I think they know they got something really special.
Who do they have playing first? Devers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you figure that they'll just move Devers to DH potentially, and then
They
just have
could.
Eldridge.
Yeah, if Eldridge, he play a little outfield? I don't know, but I think he's legit. And like I say, it's also just the proximity. You get to see it all happen. So
Right.
it's more
He's
fun in a way.
Well, he's going to be with the River Cats, so you can watch
Yeah,
him here locally,
right.
whether he's going to be on the big league team or not.
Yeah.
Let's snake it. So I'll go with my yellow. So my first yellow is Skeens. Today, which is Thursday that we're recording this, Skeens got rocked so hard that he couldn't even get out of the first inning. There were some errors that happened. O'Neal Cruz messed up multiple times in the outfield that caused this, but Skeens had some struggles. I just think that Skeens is an otherworldly talent that is dependent on a lot of other factors. One of them is the defense behind him, as we learned today, and two, at some point, like, it's hard to sustain continued dominance as a pitcher with the players being so good at hitting nowadays. And, Skeens last year was doing some unreal things over and over again, which is amazing. But to try to put together a career like that, and he was so high up, and the expectations were so high, and he met them. It's difficult. What does he do in year 3 now? Like, what can you do? So I like Skeens, but I've never been a heavy into pitchers investor. But Skeens, little yellow light. I'll go back on the other side of it. Ellie De La Cruz is the other one that I would say is a yellow light. I love Ellie. I think he's an exciting player. He's one of those that steals bases, and his product is 2022 or 23. I can't remember which one, but that's the Bowman product. And Ellie is a really great talent. Stole a lot of bases last year.
He's
very
sensational.
flashy. He really is.
You know how Magic Johnson was when Magic came in the league? He's like 6'9" point guard. We'd never seen that. Ellie is one of those shortstops now who's so big and rangy. And there was a time going way back, like shortstops weren't like that. They were smaller guys.
And he could fire.
Yeah,
like if he backhands and throws. So here's what it really comes down to, and I think people have learned their lesson. Trout is not on any of my yellow, greens, or reds this year that I'm going to talk about. But I will tell you that people are looking at Trout. They invested heavily into Trout. And the guy barely sniffed the playoffs maybe 1 year and has been outside of it ever since. I think people are like, yeah, we love the player, but man, I really want him to be on a winning team. That'd be really helpful. And I don't know if Ellie is on that team with the Reds right now. So that's my yellow.
They made the postseason last year.
That's my yellow that I do.
You know, the thing about Mike Trout, people have been saying for years, oh, baseball, you have this great player, but no one knows him. They haven't marketed him correctly. And I think I agree with you. Some of it is because he's been on a bad team, but also nothing against him, but he's just not really a big personality. A great player, but look at Ohtani's kind of larger than life. And like you say, smiling. And Trout is just kind of not, they talk about the Q factor. I think that was part of the problem. Baseball's best player for years was just a guy who was kind of like, he just didn't really have a real magnetic personality. And that is no knock on him. He is what he is and a great player. But I think that was part of the problem with baseball. And I think now we're seeing with bat flips and things, we're seeing more personality in baseball. And that's one of the reasons it's becoming at least a little more popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely say that that's the case. Those are my two yellows. You got a yellow?
Yes, I do, and I'm going to stay local, and I'm a prisoner of the moment. Guilty. Logan Webb.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one game, but we haven't seen that happen to him before. I know there was some speculation on the Giants broadcast from Mike Kruka. Yeah, I think they got his pitches. I think he's tipping his pitches. Maybe there is something to that, but that was a little sobering. I know it's just one game, and he's got a long ways to go, and he's probably going to have another rock-solid year. But right now, after what happened, as we're coming to you last night, yellow light, I'm a little cautious.
Well, again, we're back to the question about pitchers as an investment, and I think you should collect Logan Webb if you love the Giants and you love Logan Webb. But we're talking about strictly from an investment standpoint. I don't know if Logan Webb was ever an investment to make sense. And like we would have non-licensed Panini Select products, Logan Webb autographs for like $20 in our case. I mean, it's crazy, right? To be able to get a top of the lineup ace that's going to be, $20 for our autograph. So I'm with you. I think that the cautious part is, do we invest in that? Because he could be an All-Star game starter. He's that good. It's just a matter of the runs behind him, and how many times have we seen it over the years where Logan pitches an excellent game but then can't get two nickels to rub together in front. Yeah.
What is the level of demand for guys from those great Giants teams, 2010, 2012, 2014. Lincecum, Matt King, guys like that. Is there still demand for
Locally
that?
strong,
Yeah?
nationally weak.
Yeah.
I just feel like
Buster and them.
yeah.
And,
Well, Buster's probably going to be up for the Hall of Fame in the next year or two and probably get in. And then he's such a prominent figure, being who he is within the Giants organization, that he'll get some love. But like, no, outside of local, nobody asked me for Madison Bumgarner. Nobody asked me for Lincecum might go because he was just such a unique 5'10", skinny dude throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But then the tail end of his career was so rough. You know, he had.
Isn't he part Filipino, Tim
He is.
Lincecum?
Yeah, like 10%, 15%. So yeah, shout out Filipinos. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Going to my Reds, my red lights. Going back to the Giants, I'm not a Devers fan as far as investments. I think that Devers has done damage to his career the way that he handled his exit with Boston. He came to the Giants, he had some pop, but I don't see him ever being a guy that's worth investing heavily into. If you like collecting him as a Giant, no problem. The other one too that I'm not a big fan of collecting at the moment is Bichette. So Bo Bichette now with the Mets, I wouldn't say he's supposed to take Alonso's place, but he may have taken Alonso's place in the hobby portion of it. Bichette's great, but I don't think he has enough pop. I think he came in second or third in the batting last year, but it was like 305 or 306. It's just so low now. We were used to growing up with Wade Boggs at 330 and
Tony Gwynn
George Brett at 340. These guys are winning batting titles at 300, batting 310 with like a Judge.
I literally remember when you're 79. Rod Crew had a bad year. What did he hit? Like 319. It's like, oh man, what happened to him?
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll just close out with, I'll tell you, I think both of our red lights, we discussed this prior, was Roki Sasaki.
Yes.
What was it that you felt very red light about him?
Well, a year ago, he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the hot prospects. Like, oh, this kid's going to be great. There was a bidding war for his services. He didn't pitch well for the Dodgers last year. He got hurt. Then he pitched in the bullpen for them during the postseason. But I think he had a really bad spring. And I just don't – I think he's way behind where everyone thought he would be at this point. And he looked like the next Japanese phenomenon, which is not fair to assume like there's going to be another Ohtani. But things have not gone very well for him since he's come over here. So right now it's like, whoa, full stop. Wish the kid the best, but right now from an investment standpoint, even though he's a Dodger, full stop, I'm out.
Yeah, and I think what ends up happening is Yamamoto sucks so much air out of the room because he's such a great pitcher.
He is.
That sometimes it's hard to have your Robin to his Batman be somebody worth investing in. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but Roki did really well as a relief pitcher last year during the stretch to win, but I think I'm with you. One other one that I think is a green light to close this segment out for me would be Roman Anthony. The guy had an incredible WBC. He plays for one of the marquee franchises in the Red Sox. The guy's young, and he's just crushing it right now. They're talking about him being an MVP level candidate this year in his second year. The fact that he did not win Rookie of the Year is understandable. Kurtz kicked butt. There was no issues there. But, like, Roman Anthony was pretty dang good.
He is. I have nothing against him. I agree with everything you said, but I'm not a Red Sox fan, and there seems to be this, I don't know if it's right coast Red Sox bias, but if you're on the Red Sox and you hit, like, as a rookie, you hit 6 home runs, oh, he's going to be the greatest player ever. He's the next Ted Williams. Remember Bobby Dahlback a few years ago?
Yes.
And he's so there does seem to be an extra amount of hype for anybody, and it applies to the Yankees as well.
Yeah.
Jason Dominguez. I don't even think he made the club coming out of spring training.
Right.
Yeah, and a few years ago, oh, man, this guy, he's the next DiMaggio. Nope.
That's just what it is. Well, how are we doing on time?
We are doing fine, Imran. We've got about 5 minutes left in today's episode of the True Sports Card Show.
All right, so we got new products that are coming out. We have the Bowman basketball coming out next month. One of the other things I will tell you is that we just recently received back a big order from CGC and our Pokemon. Something that I want to share with you guys, even though it's a True Sports Card Show, we do TCG, trading card games like Pokemon. Here's what I noticed. We sent in a bunch of cards, both sports and Pokemon. And when we went to CGC in Florida, and I spent some time there, I looked at it and it goes, they have sharp corners and round corners. And what that means is that they have sports in the sharp corners and round corners in the TCG. I didn't know that, but almost all trading card games have rounded corners.
Oh.
And all sports have sharp corners.
Oh.
So I didn't really think about it that way, but I was like, yeah, you're right. Whether it's One Piece or Pokemon or a lot of that stuff, they're all like rounded corners. And so the reason I bring this up is because when we got the grading cards back, the highest level that you can get from CGC above 10 is called pristine. It's a pristine 10. We sent off probably about 2,200 cards that were sports, and 6 of those cards came back pristine of the 2,200. We sent out about 450 cards of Pokemon, and over 50 of those cards came back pristine. So that just goes to show the differences in the types of grading that's concerned. That's why when you look at Pokemon, while pristine is as high as you can get in the CGC world, and they've been around for a while, pristine doesn't carry the same type of value bump increase that it would in sports, because you could just see there in 2,200 cards, we've got 6 or 7 or whatever it was that came back pristine. So that should have a really good multiplier against value versus a 10. Whereas pristines, when you send in 450 of them and 50 of them come back, that's roughly about 15% or so that came back pristine. That just goes to show. So it's just something unique to think about when you guys are sending in for grading. Pokemon should grade a little higher.
I have a quick memorabilia question for you here. I like to go in our shed or the garage and just, because I have boxes of stuff and see what I can find. I found in the shed last weekend some old pennants. I mean, really old, like 1962 Yankees pennant. It says World Champions, Milwaukee Braves. They're not in great shape, but they're fine. Also found like a Lakers pennant that says the Fabulous Forum. They don't play there anymore. Houston Oilers. Is there any There are also some ABA pennants, which I would never sell. Some really nice ones. Kentucky Colonels, New York Nets, and Utah Stars.
That's your jam. There's no way you're ever letting
Right. But are old pennants worth anything?
Yeah. In fact, the National is going to be held this year in Chicago from July 26th through August 2nd, I think, something like that. And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of these major shows will have all kinds of stuff for sale. And there's a guy in particular that sells pennants. That's all he has.
Oh.
His entire booth, he'll take like 4 or 6 tables, and all he has is old pennants from all the different sports, including ABA and everything else. And his booth is not like, people aren't crowding his booth, but he has a steady flow of people that definitely come and buy it. So I would just tell you that the pennants do have some values, signed or unsigned. Pennants do have values because they were made during a particular time, and a lot of the pennants had stitching to where it would talk a little bit of, like they would stitch the words in cursive of what it was or what year it was in there too. So it's just a unique thing that just doesn't come up very often. So if you wanted to make a man cave or a woman cave and have something that where people could just enjoy the nostalgia, people definitely always want pennants.
All right. So maybe like $400,000 or $500,000 worth of pennants.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I would never do. It just doesn't fit for me.
Yeah. All right, Imran. It's been great.
Hey, I got to tell you, next week when we come back, we'll be at the Capital City Card Show. Our team will be there on April 4th, but I'll be live with you in studio as long as you're going to be here. What I will tell you is we can spend some time talking a little bit about the biggest memorabilia purchase, I think, in Northern California history, done by our team.
Wow.
So we'll talk all about that and talk about the 2 semi-trucks that came cross-country with memorabilia and what we've been doing the last 3 weeks to kind of unpack it, get it sorted, and cataloged, and then getting ready for sale. It's one of the biggest purchases. It's a life-changing and business-changing purchase that me and my company have done, and I want to talk about it next week.
That sounds great, but my duck says we've got to go.
Gotta go.
We'll see you at the True Sports Card Store.
Hey, it was great having you guys listen to us while we're not on the air. Have a great week, everybody.
I tell you, Imran's always cool. There's always kids inside. Why aren't they in school? They're at the card store. Talking about about True Sports Card Store, yeah. Card Store. Talk about True Sports Card Store, yeah. Shop and shop. New and vintage cards keep coming. Shop and shop. Keep cash register machines humming. Shop and shop. Every sport that you can name, with autographed jerseys in their Hall of Fame. Hey, come to True Sports Cards today. Draper thinks he don't have to pay.